are going to be jumping into Game 2 in a second. We had our own huge chat during all of this
yeah, we chit-chatted the whole time. I don't even know what you guys said over there.
So
this is getting way too exciting, man. I can't keep my mouth shut. But we're going to start this game so that I can be happy.
Yes, that sounds really good. The countdown has begun, guys. Game at number 2, Antigua Shipyard will be our map of choice. Sting here, actually, in that game looked pretty darn good, but we saw quite a few mistakes from Vortix in turn.
Yeah. You know, Vortix is doing a good job of countering Sting.
Yes,
he needs to keep it up. I hope that didn't make him think, maybe I'll just go back to my own style completely. Yeah. He needs to keep up with this style against Sting, I feel.
Yeah, he really does. Just that kind of later drone style, really accounting for what Sting can put on in terms of pressure. And, you know, as we were talking, I'm not quite sure what they ended up saying. Sorry, guys. But, you know, sacking that 4th base and waiting for that 2-2 to finish is a big deal. This is a point you brought up greatly.
Well, let's go ahead and introduce these players and then talk about that a little bit more. Over here on the right side of Antigua Shipyard, the last Terran, the last Korean in the tournament, it is Sting.
And spawning over to the left-hand position here of ESL Antigua Shipyard, currently 1 game down, one of the remaining 3 foreigners in the tournament. He needs your cheers, Singapore. Give it up for Caronte's Vortix. Pretty good out there.
Yeah. I bet you there's a nice crowd out there already. Yeah. It's nice and early in the morning, too. This is
StarCraft, man.
Yeah.
This is StarCraft.
This is StarCraft.
Yeah.
And it's early for gamers to be up.
Dude, yesterday was such a ride, and now today is just going to be even more of a ride. Just both days in turn. I mean, if for today to live up to yesterday, if we have like an all-foreigner final, the foreign community will just explode. But Sting here is actually making waves. He is playing really, really well against Vortix.
Yeah.
And I am not joking you. I haven't been impressed by Marine splitting for quite a long time. And Sting is playing that really well.
Feels like everyone's good at Marine splitting nowadays, but he did a phenomenal job in that last game.
Yeah, he really did.
All right, well, this game, we actually have Vortix going for that hatchery first play, and a drone scout as well, just to make sure he's going to be safe. And when he sees this command center, he's going to realize that, yes, indeed, he is safe for now.
Safe as houses. That drone trying to poke away a little bit. We have that spawning pool going down as well as that barracks here for Sting. So he's just keeping himself in the know, keeping himself good and tidy. And Vortix, he's not going to escape, poor drone, but one can hope.
You know, I actually don't even mind him not escaping just because now he gets to see, do you throw down the second racks right away or that single gas? And he's going to find that it's a single gas, which means he's going to be seeing Hellions pretty soon.
Yep, he will indeed. That's always a very, very astute read to make here as Vortix. And Vortix, if there's any Zerg out there that has had experience against Hellions, it's Vortix, because he practices a lot with his brother, who is one of the king of Hellions.
He certainly is, man. There's not many better at Hellions than Lucifron, so he definitely does have that experience. But I wonder if Sting might mix it up a bit, because if he goes in a completely standard play, I would be surprised. I feel like that's not his forte. A player like Sting normally will get extra greedy, like maybe throw down the factory, then another command center, go into Banshees and the double eBay and the triple command. You know, he's got to be even more greedy than he's been, because if he just plays completely normal from here and kind of safe, Vortix should probably run him over.
Yeah. Vortix has got a lot of experience on this map as well. I mean, so has Sting, but I've seen crazy mid-games for Vortix where he's actually been able to control such massive amounts of the middle ground. So Sting might have a little bit of an uphill struggle in that regard, but if he can just keep going what he did in game number 1 and actually exploiting those angles from Vortix, he'll be in a very, very okay spot.
Indeed. Well, Vortix right now grabbing a couple gases, so this could be just to get his speed up really quickly, knowing that the Hellions are incoming. Or he might be looking at this and saying, okay, Sting, you know, on your macro games so far in this tournament, you've been going for that quick third command. You've been being extra greedy, and Vortix could go for an all-in.
Yeah, that Roach run is on the way. He's getting 9 drones off the back of this, so he's actually going to be propelling himself around to that 35 drone mark. And actually on Antigua Shipyard, something like a Roach Bane Ling all-in is so hard for a Terran to deal with, especially if they've gone third command center and Hellions, which is looking like the case right now, and he's slightly supply blocked.
That is a bit annoying. But You know, I love this choice by Vortix, I have to say. I think this is great. He's reading Sting very well. He didn't get to see that third command center, but this is what studying your opponents is all about. Yep. You know, he's got the whole night off after, you know, getting up to face Sting, so he gets to look into his play style, and it's so useful. Baneling Nest going up. This is an all-in.
It is indeed. Vortix here, well known for this kind of style on this map. Has Sting done his research? Will these Hellions be able to get the intel they require for Sting to actually hold this off? And even if you do know it's coming, it's still really, really hard to deal with.
Well, he just ran around with all his lings, so the lings were not seen. But he should see the roaches coming out. We'll give him a little bit of time to get ready, but he may think it's just like a roach attack or a roach ling attack. But it is, in fact, a Roach-Ling Baneling attack.
I think after not seeing the third there, as a Terran, you have to throw down a bunker. Just in case. Even if the Roaches are just there for a small counter, I think you have to throw down the bunker.
No, of course. I agree completely. In fact, losing 2 Hellions, Sting is in trouble. Throwing down a bunker immediately at home, and in fact, one on the high ground as well. He's taking this very seriously.
This is a nice play by him. He's actually throwing 2 more barracks down. I wouldn't have even minded seeing those barracks in some kind of wall positions to try and deal with this. But he still doesn't know there's a Baneling Nest down right now. There's a ton of Lings who are actually rallying across the map here with speed. A lot of Lings, actually. 60 more in production, along with already the 18 that he has out right now. Those 7 Banelings have morphed in. And if those connect with the 1 bunker, and, well, Sting is actually throwing 1 up on the high ground as well. That's very, very nice.
Yeah, that's going to be very helpful. And here we go. The Banelings just kind of walking past right now. He's trying to target them as best he can, but they will connect, and he's going to be able to take out that bunker in a matter of seconds with these Lings. Nice targeting, though, by Sting to take out that Baneling.
Oh, that second bunker goes down before Sting can actually start repairing it. Vortix right now is doing absolutely huge amounts of damage. 13 workers have been killed off. It's rocketing up in terms of numbers. Vortix doing massive, massive damage.
And he's starting to layer behind this as well. So even if Sting somehow slows this down, yeah, he's not going to. GG. A good GG timing there by Sting, realizing, no, this is in fact too much damage. No reason to waste any energy trying to come back from this.
Yeah, so guys, we'll throw it over to the analysis desk with Jorasar, Hasu, and Pig.
All right, guys, a very, very quick game number 2 there. Sting choosing to switch up the strategy a little bit. We saw that he got that gas early on and tried to go for that Hellion opening, but the drone scouted the gas, and then he also stole the other gas. We were talking a little bit about this.
Yeah, like Sting mixing up the game completely. Like, first map was 2-Rex, now it was CC first, scouted by a drone, as you mentioned. The drone was moving around, it couldn't leave the base anymore, so he decided to steal the gas. And doing this means that there is no like real cloak Banshee.
Exactly.
Or the threat is not as big anymore. And then he also sent in 1 Zergling to scout, and he saw the reactor on the barracks, and knowing that it's definitely going to be reactor Hellion. And Pig said that at that point, he probably decided to go for this all-in with VC.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the Roach, Zergling, Baneling. Because knowing if there is no Banshee, Marine Hellion just don't kill Roaches quick enough. And there was only 1 Marauder at that point, so it was extremely hard to defend this push. So let's jump into the replay.
That's right. Let's take a look at here. Around the 7-minute 30 mark, we can see that the Roaches are moving out for Vortix. He has a couple of Lings at the 3rd base location of Sting as well.
Absolutely.
They're going to be morphing into Banelings. And like you mentioned earlier, Pig, the decreased likelihood of Banshees meant that Vortix could go for something like this.
Yeah, we do see it's only 2 Hellions and 4 Marines at this point against 10 Roaches, 5 Banelings and a couple of Zerglings, 14 more Zerglings reinforcing this, and it's almost impossible to defend, I think.
Absolutely.
If you go for this kind of build. Sting had a 3rd command center already up, and yeah.
There's just no unit producing structures. His DPS output, even with the bunkers and a little bit of a wall off, it's not enough to actually hold this much Zerg stuff.
Yeah.
You see the attack just roll in, and there's no good option for Sting here. His best option would be lifting off all his production and simply walling off his top of his ramp and somehow trying to hold behind that, but then he's contained on 1 base for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
We see there's not much he can do. I really feel that he just called Sting there, assumed he was going to be building that 3rd command center once his gas was denied, and then thought, you know, a Roach Baneling timing, this is really going to mess up with Sting's build. I know he's going fast Hellions, and so he has the potential to be quite weak against this play.
Yeah. Very well executed there by Vortix. Also getting like a lot of drones behind this right away when he realized he will do a lot of damage if he cannot really finish the game. He already had plan B going with a layer going up and a lot of drones, so
for sure.
Yeah.
So we're going to be jumping straight into the next game, guys. Artosis, Kalaris, back to you.